Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this feature game matchup between the Babylon Warriors in yellow and the White Walkers in white. I'm your play-by-play man, Jason Stitcha. We are about 2 minutes into this contest on Super Bowl Sunday. Final regular season game of the 2014/2015 winter season in the DCHL. In Pro Division, next week, playoffs start in Pro, but for now, we have one more matchup to determine the proper seedings moving forward. Score is currently 0-0. In case you're wondering why we start a little bit late, I thought I'd press the record button. Ended up not doing so, and so I was talking to myself, doing play-by-play for 2 minutes without it being on film. So my apologies for that, but we are live now, or at least live as of this moment by the time you folks see this broadcast. It will have already come and gone. Icing by the Warriors results in a draw about to be taking place in their own zone. Tom Van Haren, the referee, about to drop the ball. Looks like Owen Evans and Matt Goldstein are in circle for their respective teams here. Swings and misses at it. Nice poke by Mark Mager. He will chip it forward for Christina. Christina pressuring into the zone, but Brett Boiselle with outstanding defense. Owen chips in to help her out. Tries to get a shot off. It goes wide. Good stick lift by Mark. Past the center and Owen, but he pulls it too hard, and it goes high over the net. Owen again with control of the puck. He gives it back to Christina. A little bunched up there. And Sean Fassbinder is able to take advantage and get it up to Matt Goldstein along the boards. Cross-ring pass for Emily. She will kick it forward. A little too far, but she's able to continue running into the zone and come away with it. Tries to chip it to Matt along the boards. Could not do so. She puts a shot on from a tough angle, but it goes wide of the net. Wiley Ruberg now will take it up the boards. Try to get to Christina. No icing here. It is waved off. Referee's ruling a plausible play was there to be had. And so Sean Fassbinder will have a little bit of space to work with. He does successfully get it to neutral zone. Matt Goldstein chips it in. Mark wasn't yet back on side, but because the White Walkers had dropped it back into their own defensive zone, he was ruled onside. That is a little known variation, or a little known thing in our rule book that exists. And Mark is able to take advantage and find the top shelf past Joe Sharko for the first goal of the game. That'll put the Warriors up 1-0. So a key turnover there by the White Walkers and a key misplay as they dropped it back into their own zone, thus negating the offside. And Mark, a good hockey sense by Mark, being aware that he was allowed to legally play the ball and put it on net. So outstanding hockey sense by him. Pass by Wendy Jason intended for Daniel Ruberg is chipped aside. He chips it back to Wendy. She's able to put a slow backhand attempt towards the net, but Sharko is able to cover it up for the whistle. 9:45 to go. Score is currently 1-0 in favor of the Babylon Warriors. Drop back to Frank. He puts a shot on. Nice save by Sharko. Left pad got a hold of it. Sean Fassbinder takes it around his own net and then pushes into the neutral zone. Sean continues to move. Nice move by Sean. He tried to put it to the far post, but it went just high over the bar. Otherwise, he would have had John Romps beats, but no goal there, so play continues uninterrupted. Emily to Sean. Sean drops it back into the corner, buys himself a little bit of space. Emily now moving up along the boards. Wendy's not able to keep it in. Frank dumps it back, or tries to anyway, but Joel Hort is in his way. It's going to be offside, I believe, as Joel had backed in. He didn't hear the whistle. There's a lot going on here at the Rockville Sportsplex today, folks, as lacrosse, youth lacrosse is being played behind us. I'm not sure how young they are, but they still appear to be better than I would be at lacrosse, so that is the commotion around there, and that caused Joel to not hear the whistle, continue to play with the puck, but the referee's recognizing that he was not intentionally advancing the puck after an offside whistle, so they rule that the drop occurs just outside the zone rather than all the way down in the White Walkers' defensive zone. Matt Goldstein wins the faceoff cleanly. Back to Sherry. She gets up to Matt. He kicks it forward. John Romp's going to play the puck up, but Sierra's there for it first. She chips it in. She's able to keep it for a moment, but it's now back to Daniel Ruberg. He chips it by Brett Boiselle, but Brett is able to beat him to it. But good forechecking by Daniel Ruberg. Able to hold up the play for a while and keep it in the zone for a moment longer. Matt has a chance, puts a shot on Joel Horde. Almost able to put a shot on net, but good play by Wyatt. He was able to get it down, and Wyatt and Wendy having some words with one another. Wyatt yelling for Wendy to just clear it out of the zone. Wendy shouting back at him. And the result is an icing call. Once again, it's Super Bowl Sunday, folks. Patriots about to take on the Seahawks later today. I believe the game starts at 7 p.m. So I encourage everybody to enjoy the big game, be safe, and have fun. Deflected, no icing, and it goes on net anyway, so Sarko will cover it up for the whistle. Just over 7 minutes to play in the first period. White Walkers remain up 1-0, and a key offensive zone faceoff for them. Look for them to try and drop it back to Wyatt so that he can pull the shot from the point. He has one of the harder point shots in the DCHL. They do successfully win it to Wyatt, but he had to settle it down before he could pull the shot, and it went wide. Sean Fassbinder having difficulty getting by Mark and JP. JP ends up winning it back to Mark. Christina's going to have to chase after it. Sari on her tail. Tied up along the boards. Good battle going on there. It's one back to Joel Horde. He chips it out in the neutral. Tessa dumps it down, but it's stopped by Sari before it gets any deeper in the zone. Pass to Joel Horde. He tries to move around Wyatt. Nice stick work by Joel. But it's finally out of the zone, and Sean has to stop it. He's going to actually let it roll to the backboards and have his team buy some time to set up. Pass goes up to Joel. He's yelling for Matt to go with them. Good back and forth passing between those two. Joel with the shot on nets, but it is saved and held by John Romps. John Romps plays in Pro Division for the Babylon Warriors, as you see here, and he also plays in Rec Division for the Snake Eyes, who are also playing a game later today. So John Romps has 2 games in net. He's got a break in between, so it's not a back-to-back, which is nice because a little bit of rest is a good thing when you're playing as a netbacker. Cross-ring pass intended for a Mark. It's chipped by Sean, but Mark regains control, gets it up to JP. Sierra kicks to the side, but Mark's able to keep it in. Mark chips it up to JP again, tries to put a shot on, goes wide. Oh, another centering pass. JP, I think, had a piece of it on a stick, but Sharko made the save. And it's finally out of the zone. No icing here. John Romp's going to come out and play it. I believe that deflected off of Wiley, his own teammates, but no harm, no foul. White Walkers still have it in the zone, but they don't have an angle for his shots. Wyatt pitching towards center to cut off any potential pass to that area, but none comes. JP with stick lift, still has it in the corner. He's got Mark open up the boards, but he chooses to instead drop it to Wyatt, who is behind the net. He chips it all the way out of the zone. It's going to go for icing here. Mark was initially trying to beat it, but he's too tired, so he's coming off for a line change. And Sean will run after it so that the icing can be called. Unlike the NHL, in the DCHL, you can change lines on an icing call. So sometimes when you've been in your own zone after a while, it's best to just ice it down and get some fresh legs out there. At the face-off dot, still kept in. Brett Boiselle has it. He's going to put a backhand pass on towards Matt Goldstein, but doesn't get anywhere near him. Emily's able to keep it in play. Chip back, but it's quickly hit out by the Warriors. Sean Fassbinder with control, drops it back to Emily. Emily cross-ring pass for Sari. Matt with a good shot, but it came low, and John was easily able to stop it with his stick. It's going to go down for icing once again. And with 3:35 and counting to go, as we do have a running clock here, folks, we will have another face-off in the Babylon Warriors defensive zone. Face-off win by the Warriors. They chip it out of the zone. Sean has some space to work with. That can chip up to Sari, but quickly chipped in by Owen Evans. Owen Evans now couldn't keep it. And it's quickly hit out. No, it's kept in rather by Wiley Ruberg. Good pinching by her, able to keep it into the air offensive zone. Sean Fassbinder behind the net. Plays it up to his wide open teammate. Matt Goldstein forced to chip it back. Almost chipped it back in his own defensive zone again. That was how the first goal occurred, but didn't get far enough. Right up again. Sari puts a shot towards the net, goes around it. But Boiselle chips it back to Matt Goldstein. Nice pass back to Brett. Having some difficulty. He's able to put a shot on the net. That's saved by John Romps. Warriors spending a lot of time in the latter half of this period in their own defensive zone. Yet they are the ones who still have a 1-0 lead. Sharko stops it for Emily to retrieve. Emily up the boards. Right back to her it comes. She's got a lot of space to work with. Wendy Jason now coming in the pinch, but it gets by her. Goes up to Joel. Joel Horde, one of the taller players in the DCHL. I believe he is something about 8'2", and that's going to find the back of the net. Sari with the goal. She was wide open at center, was able to find the top shelf past John Robson. That's going to make it a 1-1 tie game. Disclaimer, by the way, Joel Horde is not 8'2". I believe he's something closer to about 3. I'm also joking about that. I don't know how tall he actually is. But he is somewhere along the lines between really tall and massively tall. Wyatt chips it out of the zone. It goes back. No icing here. Sean Fassbinder is able to get to it before it crosses the red line. Sean with speed chips it up for Sari. It is onside. Good awareness by Matt Goldstein to keep his foot on the pink line. Ball continues to bounce here. Tessa gets it up to Daniel Ruberg. Daniel chips it high in the sky. Will it hit the rafters? No, it will not. So play continues uninterrupted. Sierra trying to get it out of the zone, but Christine's able to win the battle. Pass to pass to JP rather. But his shot is held up. It's gonna go all the way down. It's on net actually, so no icing. John alertly covers it up as Joel was coming toward him to poke in any potential rebounds. And with 38 seconds to go, it looks like we're going to get another face-off. White Walkers trying to head into the second period of play with a 2-1 lead after being down 1-0 for most of this period. But they do not win that face-off. Daniel's able to chip it out of the zone. JP's going to beat the icing back. It's going to go towards the net. Sharko plays it to the side, and Brett Boiselle is able to help his netminder out by bringing it to neutral. Brett continues to move. Chips toward Wyatt at center. He's going to chip it forward. 7 seconds left. Not much time for the Warriors to get a shot. And good job by Sharon tying up Christina and not allowing her any room to work with. Daniel was looking to advance forward, but the bell tolls before he can do so. And that'll do it for the first period of play, folks. A 1-1 tie.
Babylon Warriors.
Heading into the second. 10-5 were the shots on net in favor of the Babylon Warriors. As of now, it's a tie game. Thank you for joining us, folks, for the first period broadcast. We'll see you for the second period in a moment. Feel free to get a snack and or beverage of your choice. We'll see you then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second period of play about to begin here between the Babylon Warriors in yellow and the White Walkers in white. I'm your play-by-play man, Jason Fisher. The score is 1-1 right now. White Walkers with a late first period goal to tie the game up. They're looking to take the lead here as they're in their own defensive zone, but looking to take it the other way. Warriors able to keep it in. Owen Evans bats it down, tries to put a shot on, cannot do so. Oh, that one does find it towards the net. And there's going to be stoppage here. Referee Sudds ruling that it is a hand pass toward the net, so it's going to go out of the zone. If you bat it out of the air towards the net, it's ruled as a hand pass. Now, Owen had batted it down, tried to put a shot on the net, couldn't do so. Somehow it found its way toward the net anyway, hit the post, but Sudds ruling that because it didn't hit Owen's stick, it is still a hand pass toward the net. So that is why we had a face-off in the neutral zone there. Warriors still in the zone. Mark with the backhand shot, but it's steered aside by Joe Sharko. Sean Fassbinder continuing to move with it. Now stops behind his own net. ships it forward for Boris Senatora. Boris misses the play on it, and it's shipped back to Wendy Jason. And it looked like the Warriors were off for a moment, but they are good now. Owen with a chance in front of the net, but it was poked away from him. Passes it back to Mark. Mark Mager trying to make something happen, couldn't do so. Owen Evans tried to kick it back to him, but it goes to Wiley instead in the neutral zone, so the Warriors have to touch up. They do, and they are free to advance now, but it looks like they're going to get a quick line change. First, John holds up, gets it to Boris at center. Boris chips it back to Joel Horde. Joel Horde with a shot saved by John Romps. He can't handle it, but he does swipe it with his stick and allow his team a chance to play it into neutral. Wendy Jason shoots it to the opposite side of the rink. The only one there for it is Sean Fassbinder. He's gonna, hold up, and a nice little bit of stick work by him. He's not able to get out of the zone yet, but it deflects off of Boris, and Boris is able to get it past Wendy Jason. Tipped aside. Wyatt's gonna grab it. Gets it up to Daniel Ruberg, who only has one to beat. He puts the shot at Joe Sharko's chest. Nice save by him, and chip back to Daniel. Boris with a couple stick lift attempts, but Daniel's still able to generate a shot that is once again saved by Shark. Brett up to Sari. She has the only goal for the White Walkers thus far. Looking for another there, but they were forced to drop it back to neutral. Boris now with some room, but Wiley with good pressure. He's forced to dump it to the corner so that Joel Horde can retrieve. Trying to create some space for himself against Wyatt, but he turns it over to the Warriors. It's out of the zone now. Warriors are offside, so they can't, the White Walkers are offside. They can't do anything with it. Wyatt all the way up to Wendy. She crosses center, puts a shot towards the net. It doesn't get anywhere near the crease, however. Got Boiselle with some room. Backhand chip, but bad luck there as it goes off of Suds' foot, but no harm, no foul as the White Walkers are able to recover nicely and get it out of the zone anyway. Shot towards the net. Pass for Sean Fassbinder, but he whiffs on the attempt, so takes a spill there. There might be some moisture on the rink in that area. That was certainly an issue last week when we played our DCHL games. Still playing in that corner there. It's turned over to JP. JP chips it up for Christina. Goes off her back though. Brett's able to keep it in. Shot toward the net. Matt Goldstein with possession now, but Tessa doing a great job in putting the body on him and preventing a shot opportunity. It goes all the way down. No icing. Deflected here, so Sharko initially thought it was icing, but he comes out to stop it for Emily. Brett Boiselle moving behind the nets. Gets it past JP, gets by Matt Goldstein. He tries to chip it forward anyway, couldn't do so. Sari towards the net, stopped by John Romps. He wanted to play it, but it took an odd hop off his stick, and he's forced to cover it up for a whistle as the Warriors were trying to take advantage of the potential rebound. There's going to be a power play for the White Walkers here. I'm not sure what the call is. Tessa for hooking is the call. So the Babylon Warriors will be shorthanded here. A prime opportunity for the White Walkers to gain the lead in this contest with 10:20 to go in the second period. Faceoff is won by the Warriors. JP tried to chip it forward, but Matt Goldstein was able to keep it in play. Drops it for Sean Fassbinder. Nice move by Sean. JP trying frantically to take the puck away from Sean, but he has not had any success as of yet. Brett shot deflected, so it doesn't go on net. Sierra in the corner tries to get it out, or tries to get it towards the net, but couldn't do so. Batted down by Brett. Brett centering pass intended for Sean, but both he and JP whiff on it. It's finally out due to the efforts of Frank. So JP calling for Frank to pass it up at center. He tries to do so. It doesn't get there. Nice stick lift by Brett, and he's able to crash toward the boards. Gets it towards there. Sierra now will hit it out of the zone. It's going to go to Mark's stick. Mark's able to get it out. So far, I don't think a shot has been generated by the White Walkers on this power play. They have another minute to go on their man advantage chance. Matt Goldstein pressuring in. Nice shot, but a better save made by John Romps. And he's able to control the rebound and force the whistle. Both teams getting some fresh legs out there. Sierra Olga Gilbert, who is right there in the pink headband, has brought her cat hair today. Her little kitty cat is somewhere downstairs on the White Walkers bench. Why she brought her cat, I have no idea. I can only assume it's for moral support. Hit all the way down, no icing here as the Babylon Warriors are still short-handed. Matt Goldstein passes it to Boris. Boris has to run after it. Wendy tries to poke it aside. Nice play by her. Boris still regains control, puts it toward the net. It goes wide of the far post. Chipped out by Daniel Ruberg. No icing here as they were still short-handed when they iced it down. So the Babylon Warriors are successfully able to kill that penalty there at full strength once again. With about 8 minutes to go here, the puck will find its way to Boris. He drops it back to Sean Fassbinder. Trying to push forward. Wendy gets it to Owen. Owen shot towards the net, but it goes well wide of it in the corner now. Owen's trying to get past Sierra. Oh, puts on a shot on from a tough angle, but Joe's able to steer aside with the stick. Still kept in by Owen. Wyatt. They are very different people. I do not know why I confused them, but Wyatt put it toward the net. Danny Ruberg battling against two White Walkers players behind the White Walkers nets. Oh, gets it towards center. It takes an odd hop, but Joe Sharko's able to find it and cover it up for the save. Outstanding hockey sense by him. And with 7:21 to go, I'm going to pause the broadcast for a commercial break. We'll see you again in a moment. Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed that commercial break. Play continues here between the Babylon Warriors in yellow and the White Walkers in white. Scores 1-1 still, as the White Walkers have it in their defensive zone, but they are able to get to Boris. He's able to get it out, crosses the center line. Babylon Warriors are able to hit it out of their defensive zone rather quickly. Brett Boiselle back to Sierra. Sierra chips a bouncing ball up toward Emily. Backhand no-look pass that went to Wyatt's stick. Wyatt to Daniel. Daniel Ruberg now holds up for a moment towards the pink line. Ships it to the corner for his teammate. Nice pass back to Daniel. He's not able to settle it down in time. Turned over to Emily. She's going to get it out of the zone, just out of the reach of Wyatt's stick, so he has to run it down. Joe Horton on his tail, but backs off to give Wyatt some space. White Walkers content to not bring too much pressure in a tie game. Goes all the way on net. Joe Sharko's able to stop it. Brett couldn't get out of the zone due to JP's efforts. JP and Brett continuing to vie for control of that puck. He gets it all the way up to Sierra. Sierra turns it over though. Tried to get out of the zone, but it went to Wyatt. Wyatt has it again. Tries to put the shot on. It's deflected. Sierra bats it down because it is in the White Walkers defensive zone. It is a legal hand pass. And Warriors turn it over. Emily pressuring into the zone. Wiley trying to get the puck away from her, but unsuccessful thus far. Boris' centering pass finds its way to JP. JP will take it the other way. Loses control of it. Derry able to hit it out of the zone. Joel Horde now having some difficulty bringing it up along the board. Passes it to Forrest, but it goes off his foot. Still in the zone. Chips out to Boris, but it's out of the zone due to a bad hop. Wendy Jason chips it towards center. Tried to, but Emily was able to deflect it away. Joel puts the shot on. Goes wide to the net. Mark Mager now trying to move forward with it. Tipped it out of the zone successfully, but couldn't run it down. Brett Boiselle gets it to Joel Horde. Joel holds up, tries to put the shot on. It's deflected by Frank's stick on its way there. Tessa trying to come away with it now, but Boris is able to get there in time. Nice move, though, by Tessa as she holds up his advance. Tessa puts it back into that same corner. Trying to get it up the boards, having difficulty as Sari and Boris are along those boards and pinching nicely. So after much frantic efforts, the Warriors are able to get it out of their zone, albeit for an icing call. So we will have a drop all the way back down once again. Tom Van Haren will do the honors once everyone is set. Both teams have elite netminders. Warriors have John Romps this season. John Romps previously played in pro for the Snake Eyes for many, many seasons. However, the Snake Eyes were relegated to Rec Division at the conclusion of the fall season. But he still wanted to play for a pro team, and the Warriors were happy to pick him up. John Romp still plays for both the Snake Eyes and now the Warriors, albeit in different divisions. Joe Sarko plays in net for the White Walkers, of course, in Pro Division. He plays in Rec Division on my own team, Shut Your 5-Hole. So he plays out at forward on that squad and does a rather nice job. He scored 2 goals last week for Shut Your 5-Hole and a 3-1 win against the Stick Magnets. Chips it forward for Christina. She's able to keep it in the zone. Tried to chip it toward the net, couldn't do so. Christina turns over to Emily. She's able to get it towards the pink line. Frank initially kept it in, but it was bouncing and Joel was able to chip it out. Owen Evans, one-handed little shove of the puck toward the boards. He quickly came off for a change. Quick shot. Well wide. Matt Goldstein swing and a miss. Another shot by Sari. She's looking for her second goal but couldn't find it there. Matt Goldstein continues the battle, this time against Tessa. He has control, looking for a teammate to pass to. Sari's up towards the net. But instead dropped back to Emily rather. She was toward the slot, but her shot went wide. Sean Fassbinder continuing to have control. His shot is deflected towards the net. It goes to the other corner. Tessa with control now, but Matt's able to steal it away from her. Matt Goldstein turns around, drops it to Emily. Emily, quick shot saved by John Romp. Joel Horde is there for the rebound, but his shot is saved by John again. Frantic couple moments for the Babylon Warriors, but John Romp is able to bail his team out, not just once, but twice. No icing here as it went on net. Sarko stops it for Sean. Sean takes it behind the net. Tips it forward for Matt. Matt Goldstein. To Brett Boiselle. Brett tips it around Tessa. Centering pass intended for, I believe, Sari, but it was stolen by Ruberg. On net again, so no icing as Sarko steers it aside for Sean Fassbinder. Sean up the boards to Matt, opposite side rather. Sari puts it up for Brett, but hops over everybody's sticks and into the corner. Tessa, first one there for it, but Sierra's on her tail. Good play by Sari, able to control a bouncing puck and keep it in play. Sierra drops it to Matt. Matt could not get it towards the net. Daniel Ruberg now. High in the sky it goes. Will it go on net again? It will. So good job by Daniel Ruberg in getting it towards the net multiple times on that series to negate any potential icing call. Sarko had to cover it up there for the whistle as JP was looking for a juicy rebound that never came. 50 seconds to go in the period. Still a 1-1 game. Babylon Warriors win the face-off. Wide tries to come in, but Scott can do so. Daniel's shot goes just well wide. Sarko might have steered aside with his stick. I'm not entirely certain from this angle. Ruberg's going to be the first one for that ball. Puts it toward the net. Went wide. I believe it went under Sarko's pad. But fortunately went wide of the net rather than through the crease and into it. Sean Fassbinder able to create some space for himself. Christina trying to make a play there, but nice move by Sean. He continues to move with the puck, trying to go coast to coast here. Puts it toward the net. Good save by John Romps, and he is forced to sit on it to prevent it from going further into the back of the net, or further towards the net rather. No face-off will be taken here as time runs out before everyone can get settled. That'll do it for the second period of play.
11-4 White Walkers.
Shots on goal were 11-4 in favor of the White Walkers, but nobody scores a goal. 11-10 rather are the shots on net, so almost even in shots, and we are indeed even in the score. That'll do it for the second period of play. We'll see you for the third and final period here shortly. See you in a moment. Face-off win to start the third period of play by the White Walkers. Score is 1-1. Nobody gaining an edge yet. Shots last period were 11-10. So the team's hoping to generate a similar amount of shots while also scoring in the process. Nobody will score there. It's going to go all the way down, but no icing. as the Warriors were able to beat the man down, or the woman rather, as Sierra was the defender back for it. Takes a slip, but Sierra is able to run it towards the boards. Owen Evans has control, trying for the wraparound here, doesn't find it. Sharko's able to make the save. Wiley stands on the keep-in attempt, and she's forced to run it all the way down. Chips it behind the net for Wyatt. Wyatt's able to get it out of the zone to the opposite side of the ring. Sierra with some nice pressure there, but means nothing as the Warriors are able to get in the zone anyway. Nice move by Brett Roselle. He's going to move forward with it. Tries to get to Boris. Still in play, but Boris nicely able to get to Joel Horde. Boris can advance further due to the efforts of Mark. Mark trying to get it in to the zone, but couldn't do so. Wyatt to Wendy. Wendy moving with it. Her pass goes off of Mark's chest. He's forced to try and settle it down. Couldn't do so. Brett Boiselle with control now. Joel Horde loses control of it, but Boris is able to bring it forward for a moment. Wendy chips it out now and into the opposite corner. John Fassbinder has to contend with Mark. Mark backs off for a moment. Sean's content to kill a little bit of time and allow his team a chance to set up. Boris can't kick it forward due to Wiley. Good play by her. Goes to her husband Daniel. Daniel's trying to move with it. Nice pass for Mark. And he finds the top shelf for his second of the game and second overall for the Babylon Warriors. And that'll make it 2-1 in favor of the team in yellow. Cannot leave a guy like Mark wide open in the slot. Mark from Daniel and Wendy is the call. Mark was just sitting wide open in that slot there. The ball found its way to his stick, and he's able to find it top shelf past the blocker side of Sharko for a 2-1 game. White Walkers win the face-off. Get it to center for Joel. Joel is able to bring it into the zone, but quickly hit out by Tessa. Goes up. JP putting some nominal pressure on him. Chip forward, but Daniel's able to stop it. He's able to get out of the zone. Emily bats it down. No icing here. Sean able to get by Christina. Sean puts a shot on, but bouncing ball is not able to be handled by John Romps. It was going every which way. He tried to glove it, but couldn't do so, and Matt's able to find the wide open nets for the goal. Matt from Sean and Emily is the call. So just like that, folks, after being 1-1 for all of the second period, we now have a 2-2 game with 2 quick goals by both teams. Tipped forward, but not into the zone by JP. Matt Goldstein has control now. Try to get the share, he couldn't do so. Matt, quick shot, stick save by John Romps. It goes to the corner. Tessa trying to get it forward. Daniel's able to help her out. Goes to Christina. Christina tries to get it deeper, but it's stopped by Matt before it can do so. Goes by Joel Horstick up to Frank. Frank back to JP. A lot of play through the neutral zone here. Daniel thought about wanting a first shot and then held it anyway. It goes off the side of the net rather than in it. And Sharko, since he had the opportunity, chooses to cover it up for the whistle. Good job by Sharko in hugging that post and cutting off the angle, forcing Daniel to go a little bit wider than perhaps he had intended. Won by the Warriors, but it hops over JP's stick off the win. Wyatt has control, tries to get it towards the net, instead gets it toward the corner for Christina. Oh, nice centering pass for JP, but his backhand shot went wide. Emily tries to jam it forward. It goes off of Tessa's stick. Fortuitous bounce there for the White Walkers. Tessa has to run it down. She gets behind the net. Wyatt has to run it down. Matt Goldstein with him. Wyatt's able to get it out of trouble. Goes to Daniel. Daniel chips it forward. Gloved by Sharko, and after a brief moment of consideration, he chooses to hold it for a whistle.
Officials time, 9:57.
Officials are going to take a timeout, and so will we. I believe they will wipe down the rink, or it looks like maybe they will fix the clock. So we will return after these brief messages. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Third and final period of play here. About to resume after an official timeout while they wiped off that corner, that far corner there. Some moisture was developing and makes it dangerous for the players. Wyatt with a chance here, or rather Boris, but Wyatt cut off his angle and John Romps was able to come out and make the save. Still a 2-2 game here between the Babylon Warriors in yellow and the White Walkers in white. 9:30 to play. This is the final week of the regular season, if I'm not mistaken, for Pro Division. So because it's the regular season, the score after 3 periods of play will remain the score. There's no overtime or shootouts in the regular season. Playoffs are a different story entirely, but the regular season, due to time limitations, we can only afford to play 3. Icing by the Babylon Warriors. It's not a penalty, as it is a tie game. Should one team or the other go up by 2 or more goals, it will be a delay of game illegal icing penalty if they ice it, but such is not the case here. Simply a draw on the Warriors' defensive zone. Boris directing his troops. Does not win the faceoff though, but Sierra is able to keep it in play, jams it behind the net, but Wyatt tries to backhand chip it out. Still in the zone, not for long, as Danny Warburg's able to get it to the other side for Christina. Nice poke by Sari. Brett Boiselle is able to advance now as his teammates got back on side. Good work there by Brett, battling against not just 1 but 2 Babylon Warriors players. John Romps clears it into the neutral zone. Good play by him as Sierra was coming towards him. I'm not sure if he saw Sierra, but no harm, no foul there as Romps using his skills to their full effect. Hops over Sierra's stick. Down for Wyatt. Wyatt. Oh, tried to clear it out, but it went off of Sierra. And it's going to find the back of the net off the shot from Boris Senatorov. And no goal here. It is waved off, as I believe the call is going to be interference. So, no goal, interference on Sierra. Power play for Babylon down there. An unfortunate break there for the White Walkers, but the only reason they were able to turn the ball over is because Sierra interfered. So she will spend some time on the bench with her cat, who she has brought to the game today. I'm sure her kitten appreciates the company. So interference by Sierra results in a man advantage here for the Babylon Warriors. Tied up at the dot, but Owen is able to fight it and get it to Wyatt. The shot was deflected high, but didn't hit the rafters, so play continues. Wyatt has it again. Jams it toward the net. It's deflected. Wendy Jason, the first one there for it. She has to contend with the efforts of Sean. She takes a spill, and there's going to be a stoppage here as everyone can kind of get settled. That corner is causing a lot of problems. It's the second week in a row that moisture has been leaking up from the floor. I don't think it's enough to be wiped down, but it is slick enough to where people continue to fall in that same area. Boris able to fight it at the faceoff dot and come away with control, but he can't go anywhere with it. Finally gets to Brett. Brett tries to chip it out, but Wendy had a nice stick that was able to keep it in play. Brett's finally able to get out of his zone. Tessa stops it at center. Good play by her as the Warriors get back on side, but so far they're having difficulty. Sharko tries to play it forward. Couldn't get enough on it, but takes a fortuitous pop over Wendy's stick and out into neutral. Wendy centering pass intended for Owen, but Boris is able to get it out. Still a 2-2 game here. White Walkers on the penalty kill, doing nicely so far. The Warriors looking to score a man advantage tally. Tessa keeps it in play, continues to move with it. Warriors want a hook, they're not going to get one. Referees allowing play to continue here. Shipped out of the zone by Emily. No icing as the Walkers were shorthanded. Boris with nice pressure there on Wyatt, being aggressive on the PK. That serves two purposes, killing time and generating offensive pressure. Boris doing a nice job in both areas, but I think there's going to be a call here. Simply an offside call. I thought maybe Boris might have generated a penalty, but that is not the case. He will simply come off for a line change. JP wins the face-off back to Wiley. Wiley Ruberg moving with it. Only 4 seconds left on the Warriors' man advantage. And another successful PK, this time by the White Walkers. Joel with the shot saved by John Romps. He's able to cover it up before either Joel or Sari can crash for the rebounds. 4:10 and counting to play in the third. Still a 2-2 game. Both teams with some quality shots on net. But as I mentioned earlier, both squads have elite netminders between the pipes, and not much gets past them. And as if to emphasize the point, John Romps is able to find the puck through traffic and catch it in his glove for the whistle. He looked to be heavily screened on that play, but he was as calm and collected as he can be in that situation. JP, loose behind his own nets. Backhand pass intended for Wendy. It's out of the zone. Emily, though, giving her trouble. Wendy Jason gets it forward for Mark, but it's taken instead by Sean Fassbinder. Sean continuing to move forward with it. Both teams kind of being a little aggressive here, not in a physical sense, but in the sense that they continue to crash deep in the zones and behind the net. Oh, Sari looking for a second goal. Almost had it there, but a nice save by Romps off the good pass by Matt Goldstein. It's going to go all the way down for icing. So the Warriors will have to deal with another drop in their defensive zone. JP and Mark will come off for a change. The Ruberg line comes on now. Babylon Warriors looking for a win here. They do not find it. On that drop, Wyatt able to come away with it. Gets it up to Christina. It goes by her, but out of the zone, so play continues. Christina has to get back on side before Daniel can move with it. Just a half second ahead of the play. Daniel's not happy about the call, but it will stand. And we'll pause very quickly and resume on the drop with about 2 minutes to play. Welcome back, folks. 2 minutes to play in the third period. Still 2-2 score. Daniel Ruberg drops it back, and then it goes to his stick again, but nice save by Joe Sharko, keeping this a tie contest with not much time left to go. Comes out of the zone. Wiley's able to stop it. Wyatt shifts up for Christina. It's going to go off the backboards towards the net. No icing here as Sean's able to touch in time. Nice keep by the Warriors. They continue to play hard and aggressively and trying to get to those loose balls. Sierra attempts to get it up the board, succeeds in getting it to Joel, but Wyatt's able to keep it in play. He doesn't have much room to work with, but he does get it deeper into the zone. Sean creates some space for himself, gets it up to Matt Goldstein. Matt running with it. Quick shot, saved by Romps. He didn't know where it was, but Wiley's able to help him out and get the puck out of the danger zone. Matt Goldstein puts the shot on net again, but Romps is able to make the save. Tom Van Haren lost sight of the puck as John squeezed his leg, so the whistle does come. 40 seconds left on the clock. It's running right now, but the referees have to manually do the scoreboard from the rink as we do not have a dedicated scorekeeper here today. Normally that duty would fall to me, but I have to tape this game so that you all can enjoy the action. 43 seconds is put on the clock because it is a tie game. Clock will stop under a minute at every stop to play as it did there. Sierra's able to keep it in for the White Walkers. Sherry trying to move around. Tom Van Haren does so, but Dan Ruberg now able to come away with control. Shifts it out of the zone. It took a nice bounce off of Sean Fassbinder's glove, so he has to move backward. Sherry moving with it, gets it to Boris. Boris looking for his second goal. Gets it toward the net. It might have been deflected out the way there. Either way, it goes wide. 13 seconds to go. White Walkers looking for a goal. And the win. Tessa takes the fall, but she's able to get control in the corner anyway. 5 seconds. Still in, but no shot will be generated before the final buzzer tolls. The score of the game is 2-2 between the Babylon Warriors and the White Walkers. Not sure how it will all shake out in the standings, but in case you guys are curious, you can check out all the stats spreadsheets on our official website, playdchl.com. Just go to more info and stats library. Gonna get shots on net for you here in a moment. Once the referees are done conferring, the X Division scrimmage is next. I will be playing in net, so I gotta get downstairs. So as you guys view the handshake, feel free to get up from your couches or wherever you are and get some more beverages. That'll do it for this feature game, folks. Again, your final score, Babylon Warriors 2, White Walkers 2. I've been your play-by-play man, Jason Stitcher. Thank you for joining me. See you next week for more DCHL action.